Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya-krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah-punah Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Vishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. So, as far as realization is concerned, when we try to visualize which cannot be visualized, when we try to grasp intellectually that which cannot be grasped, when we try to understand that which cannot be understood intellectually, about the state of realization, wherein it was mentioned in the previous class we saw, Atma eva abhut vijanataha yastu sarvani bhutani Atma eva abhut vijanataha tatra ko mohaha kashokaha ekatvamanupashyataha. Where is the moha, where is the shoka for the one who sees one alone? Now, in the very visualization, very carefully listen. In trying to grasp this thought, in the very grasping itself, my individuality is maintained. When I think of that state, I, as ego, try to remain intact because I am scared to die. Therefore, the very ego, very I, which we are experiencing now as a limited I, ego I, not the capital I, that I should die. And that is called spiritual suicide. And this suicide we attempt, in the very attempt of suicide itself we fail because we cannot commit suicide there. Why? Who is trying to kill ego? In the very effort of trying to destroy himself, he is keeping himself alive. Therefore, this state of realization happens when our ego is totally surrendered and I myself, I deny my existence as limited existence, limited I deny myself. I am not there. Which I? The ego I. And therefore, in the last step of that state, it is the Guru who does the trick. Ishvara who does the trick. Because in the final stages of realization, where I can no more surrender, in the sense, I surrendered. I can't do anything further. So it happens. So therefore, in the very visualization of these mantras, when I try to maintain my ego intact and feel if a sort of after realization, I am moving in the world as a realized soul. When others are around me and looking at me and saluting. These funny imaginations which we have to go. There is no realized soul, there is only realization. It is only for the Vyavaharika language we say realized. In fact, there the Brahman alone is existing. There is no entity. Therefore, Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. Therefore, Upanishad says, if somebody claims, I know Brahman, it is wrong. You can never know Brahman. I am Brahman is correct. I know Brahman is wrong. So this consciousness which is there, which is to be realized, it is a long process of understanding, focus, intense inner activity, which in turn, of course, in time has to be renounced, that also. Manasakriya, Upasana, that also to be renounced, and it focuses. Therefore, the prajna which is there, consciousness, what is the nature of that consciousness? How to know it? How to realize it as me? So 20, 30 years back, understanding what somebody had, after 10 years understanding would change. After 10 years understanding would change. More after 10 years another understanding. So understanding becomes subtler and subtler. Therefore, in this very important verse which we are seeing, about to see now, this is taken from Mandukya Upanishad, which speaks about that what is this consciousness, what is this truth, that which we have to realize. This is a beautiful mantra in Mandukya Upanishad, which speaks about the consciousness, what it is to be realized. Nanta prajnam, na bahish prajnam, no bhayata prajnam, na prajnana ghanam, na prajnam, na prajnam, adrushtam, avyavaharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam, ekatma pratyayasaram, prapanchopashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtham manyante, sa atma, sa vigneyah, nanta prajnam, na bahish prajnam, no bhayata prajnam, na prajnana ghanam, na prajnam, na prajnam, adrushtam, avyavaharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam, ekatma pratyayasaram, prapanchopashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtham manyante, sa atma, sa vigneyah. Now, this truth, see, in Mandukya Upanishad, it is said, it is there mentioned about states of consciousness. When I say it is 20 candle bulb, I am not defining electricity. Though I say it is 20 watt power for example, there I am, that power doesn't mean electricity is 20 watt. Electricity expressed through that particular instrument is 20 watt. Understood? In another instrument it is 60 candle, 60 watt. Current is not 60 watt. Electricity by nature, its nature is not 60 watt. But it is 60 watt in expression through that particular upadhi, instrument, medium, which is 60 candle bulb. Again, in 100 candle bulb, electricity is not 100 candle, but it is 100 candle in expression. In that instrument, 100 candle only is available. Because of the three limitations, the expression of that current is limited because of the limitation in the instrument. Like that, similarly, we all of us go through three states of consciousness. One is waking state, Jagrata Avastha. Second is dream state, Swapna Avastha. And third is deep sleep state, Sushupti Avastha. In waking state, what is waking state? Consciousness conditioned by the physical body, when experiencing the outer objects through sense organs, that state is called Jagrat Avastha. When the physical plane objects, sense objects of the Jagrat plane world experiencing through sense organs, that is called waking state. So waking state, Jiva, individual entity, like all of us, I hope we are in waking state now. We are given a special title called Vishwa. We are called as Vishwa. Now, same consciousness, when it is functioning through dream, when we are cut off from the physical plane, Jagrata Avastha, and revel in the mental images projected, created by the mind, then I am in a state called dream state. I am called as Taijasa, which is Tejo Rupam inside Tejasa. And when I am in deep sleep state, so when in physical plane, in Jagrata Avastha, I am identified with the physical body and experiencing the physical world. In the dream state, I am identified with the dream body called mind and experiencing the Manosrishti, Manasika Srishti created by the mind. In deep sleep state, I am identified with my Karana Sharira, causal body, and I am experiencing deep sleep state, absence of waking and dream in deep sleep. So absence of dream and deep sleep state is called waking state. Absence of waking and deep sleep state is called dream state. Absence of waking and dream state is equal to deep sleep state. In deep sleep state, so Vishwa, Taijasa, and in deep sleep state, I am given a title called Prajna, where I don't know anything at that. In that state, I don't experience anything. I am in state of bliss. That which is claimed after I wake up thought is required to claim. Therefore, when I wake up with that thought, I remember, the memory is recorded. Sukhena nidra maya anubhuyate. I experienced deep sleep state. I enjoyed that. Now, what is this consciousness? Because in consciousness, that which is in waking state, which is adhara support, that consciousness which is a support for dream state, that consciousness which supports the deep sleep state is one and the same. Therefore, in waking plane, other two states are absent. In dream state, other two states are absent. In deep sleep state, other two states are absent. But consciousness is remaining in all three states. There is no change in consciousness. Electricity behind the 20 watt bulb, 60 watt bulb or 100 watt bulb, electricity as such is one and the same. In electricity there are no powers, it is power, electricity only. In expression only we are talking about 60 candle, 40 candle, 100 candle. Voltage I am not talking about, I am just talking guna of electricity. Electricity is there as a vidyut, shakti. Shakti is one. Similarly, now what is this consciousness now? Am I the waking plane conditioned consciousness? Am I the dream state conditioned consciousness? Am I the deep sleep state conditioned consciousness? Or what I am is the question. This consciousness, which is the support of the three, right, is called as fourth state of consciousness, where when all the three Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti avasthas are dropped, three states, because we don't know the fourth state now. What is the fourth state? There is no change in the state of consciousness. The state of consciousness when we are referring is only with respect to Upadhi. When I say 60 candle, 40 candle, only with respect to the bulb. Therefore, this prajna which is there is something beyond all this, beyond all the three states of consciousness. So, that has been exhaustively told in Mandukya Karika. So, now in this mantra, that Atman which is to be realized as what? Not as waking plane consciousness, not as dream plane consciousness, not as deep sleep state conditioned consciousness, not as this, not as that. In negation first it is mentioned. So what is that Atman? In the morning we saw Nirakartavya. First of all to be removed. What is not is deleted. What it is then is explained. Same way in this mantra, first what is not Atman, the pure consciousness which is unconditioned, which is the fourth state of consciousness, what is it is told first. What is not? What is not, that fourth state of consciousness is told. So first one, Nanta Prajnam, first one. It is not Anta Prajnam. It is not that consciousness of the inner subjective world. What is that inner subjective world? Bhashya, Nanta Prajnam iti Taijasa Pratishedaha. Anta Prajna means what? Inner state of subjective world, consciousness which is illumining the subjective world. That consciousness which is illumining the subject world, is it Atman, fourth state of consciousness? No. Why? It is conditioned by the second state, Taijasa. Therefore, na Anta Prajna means it is not the consciousness of the inner subjective world, implies Taijasa Pratishedaha. Taijasa means what? Dreamer, name is given as Taijasa, so that is negated. Nanta Prajna means it is not that consciousness which is conditioned by the dream state, negated. That means in dream, if you are there, don't say you are in Brahman. Okay, number one. Na Bahish Prajnam iti Vishwa Pratishedaha. Who is Vishwa? Vakar, Jagrat Avastha. Who is the Vishwa? The Jiva, unidentified with the Jagrat Avastha, experiencing the sense objects through sense organs, he is given a name as called Vishwa. So, by saying na bahish prajnam, external, not as outside, that which cannot, that is not the conscious, that which is conscious of external world is not the Atman. So, I am in waking plane, is it Atman? No, that is not fourth state of consciousness called Turiya. Na bahish prajnam. Na ubhayatah prajnam. See, Jagrat Swapnayoho Antarala Avastha Pratishedaha. It is said, na Ubhayata Prajna means not that which is conscious of both. Both means what? Swamiji, can we be conscious of both Jagrat Avastha and Swapna Avastha, the waking world and the dream state world at once? Yes. When? After a heavy lunch, neither you are in sleep nor in waking condition. That state, Antarala Avastha, intermediate state of consciousness between two states. Neither you are slept nor you are awake. Somewhere hanging in between. If that example is not good, then you can take Daru example. Neither here nor there. Some other state, in a suspended state of consciousness. Antarala avastha. Na. This consciousness conditioned by that state is Brahman, if that state is Turiya, fourth state of consciousness? No. Then, Nobhayata Prajnam, over. Na Prajnana Ghanam. It is not Prajnana Ghanam. It is not a mass of consciousness. Ghanam means mass. Mass of consciousness? No. Why? It is not Prajnana Ghanam. Iti Sushupti Avastha Pratishedaha. In deep sleep state, there is no object, no mind, no intellect, no body, no indriyas, no memory, no future, no present, no past, no husband, lucky, no wife, lucky. That state is called deep sleep state. And what are you? A mass of consciousness alone. But not awakened. Not aware. You are encapsulated in avidya state and sleeping there. Nothing, I don't know. Kimapi na janami. That state also is not the fourth state of consciousness. And everything. See, wherever we are घूम रहा है हम लोग कहाँ जहाँ घूमते हैं consciousness. We are aware of waking world, it is not the truth. Aware of dream world, not the truth. Aware of deep sleep state, not the world, truth. Aware of in-between states, it is not fourth state. Acha, is consciousness totally separate from all these states? We will see later on. So, na prajnam. Na prajnam iti yugapat sarva vishaya prajnatratva pratishedaha. Na prajnam is, it is not simple consciousness, as translated by Puja Gurudev. What is simple consciousness? Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, एक साथ सब विषयों का ज्ञातृत्व का प्रतिषेध. क्या कहा? That's why somebody is asking, by reading Hindi we will understand Bhashya, we will not understand. See, because with the simple consciousness, what is simple consciousness? Simple consciousness as is expressed in everything as knower. Jnatrutvena. I know glass, I know this, I know that. Consciousness is illumining. That simple consciousness which is acting as a jnatrutva. So, ek saath, at once so many things are also known. So, one go, the simple consciousness, that is not the truth. The jnatrutva, knower also is not. The knower which is not the capital knower. The knower of book is different from the knower of a light, the knower of glass. Knower of glass is different from, because Triputi changes. The knower, known, and the knowing experience is only relative to that particular object only. It's a big science. The locus of all knower is creating an entity called Jiva, which is a myth. Knower of a book is different because book jnata, book vritti is known by me. So the jnata of the book is born. Book is replaced by table. The jnata of table is born in me. This is called Triputi. So Triputi mein the knower is there, is a changing knower. Therefore, एक साथ सब विषयों का ज्ञातृत्व का प्रतिषेध हुआ, युगपत सर्व विषय प्रज्ञातृत्व प्रतिषेधः. So this simple consciousness also is not the fourth state of consciousness. Now, Jagrata Avastha हटा दिया, dream state removed, deep sleep state removed, Antaral Avastha is removed, then Prajna, Yugapat na Prajnam, simple consciousness also is removed. What is left now, Swamiji? Wherever consciousness is possible, आपने हटा दिया. Then truth must be Jadam, insentient. जहाँ जहाँ चैतन्य हो रहा है, हुआ, वहाँ सबको आपने हटा दिया एकदम. अब बचा क्या बाकी? यही रह गया, जड़ वस्तु रह गया. आत्मा जरूर जड़ होगा. जड़ वस्तु, insentient. इसलिए मंत्र शेष न अप्रज्ञम, न अप्रज्ञम. अप्रज्ञम is insentient. It is not insentient. इति अचैतन्य प्रतिषेधः. It is not insentient. Then what is it, fourth state? Is there anything to be achieved as the fourth state of consciousness different from this? No. When you remove, see, for example, you are in a room which is in a big, you are in a cubicle, cubicle, in a big hall, which is itself is another cubicle in another big hall. You are a small cubicle, another big hall, which is there in the hall. That itself is a bigger cubicle in another cubicle, another big hall. Now, when I say, what is that Mahakasha, total space? Is total space different from cubicle space and hall space? No. When will you know it is total space? Total space is not something new to be discovered. Total space is to be discovered irrespective of this cubicle, the room, the hall, etc. When all these walls are broken down, what you once called by ignorance as cubicle space is itself is Mahakash. So Mahakasha is not a fourth state of consciousness, something to be created other than these three. Space is same. So fourth state of consciousnus is what? Sabka Adhar. That which is in Jagrata Avastha, that which is in Swapna Avastha, that which is in Sushupti Avastha, that which is in between state Antaral Avastha, that which is Adhar for insentient, that pure consciousness alone is Atman. That is Turiya state which is to be discovered without these conditionings. Discovered again not objectively, that very discoverer himself as a separate entity is dissolved. When you maintain your identity to know the truth is never revealed. There is separation of knower and the known. Therefore here everything is negated. Then what is it truth, sir? When all the conditions, these conditions of conscious states come and go, but not the consciousness. Consciousness doesn't come and go, no. Consciousness doesn't come and go. The states are come and go. Waking plane, on consciousness, look at me. These states are rolled. When waking world comes, I call it as waking consciousness. When dream consciousness, dream world comes, I call it as dreamer. And then deep sleeper. This itself is Aadhara for everything. This is everywhere, all the present. They come and go. This doesn't come and go. This is always base. I am always there. This is called Anvaya Vyatireka Anvaya and Vyatireka Paddhati. The presence and absence. Consciousness is the present. In waking plane, what is present? Waking world and consciousness. In dream state, waking world is absent, dream state is replaced, but consciousness is same. So consciousness is present in waking plane and dream state, but dream state is changed. Waking plane changes, dream state. States come and go, not the consciousness. Therefore, I am that. I am that. Therefore, it is said now positive language, adrishyam. See, it is said adrishtam. Adrishtam means because which is very so subtle, which is beyond the sense organs, because cannot be seen by sense organs, it is not conditioned by waking plane, it's adrishtam. It cannot be seen. It is which is the fact. The consciousness is the factor which is illumining all the sense objects and sense organs. When they turn themselves within to know, they cannot know. Gurudev used to give example. One torchlight. Torchlight. Somebody wanted, the light is so glowing in the torch, he wanted in the dark, pitch dark, he wanted to know the company of the cells under the same torchlight. But torchlight cells are inside the battery. If you want to see under the same light the company of the cells, you have to unscrew it. The moment you unscrew, light is off. Meaning what? The torch can illumine everything, but the light cannot illumine that which is responsible for its illumination. The light can throw on every object other than the cause of it. What is the cause? Cells. Okay. Similarly, the consciousness is functioning through. So, our sense organs, because with the help of the consciousness, mind and intellect can see everything else other than the consciousness which is behind illumining. Therefore, it is adrishtam. Then, avyavaharyam. It is not related to anything. No vyavahara possible. If it is related to anything, vyavahara is possible. Like space is not related to anything. All vyavahara takes place in the space, but space is not related to anything. Similarly, Atman. Everything, all vyavahara can take place, all transactions can take place only in the self, but self is avyavaharyam. Naturally, which is not possible to bring in vyavahara is agrahyam, incomprehensible. Is it not? Which is not brought to any, what can you comprehend? Intellectually, if it is can be comprehended, or mentally or physically, sense organs can see. The truth is behind all these things. Therefore, intellectually not comprehensible, mentally not realized, sense organs also cannot see. Therefore, it is agrahyam. I am running fast. I know that. Alakshanam, uninferable. Uninferable means no, lakshana is not there. Like for example, when there is a smoke, that means there is fire, is it not? Yatra dhumaha tatra vahnihi. It is a sutra. But how? So what is the lakshana of the fire? Lakshana of the fire is it throws some smoke. Is there any lakshana to recognize this is a Brahman? No lakshana. Therefore, it is alakshanam. You cannot recognize it. You cannot see it. No lakshanam. Achintyam, naturally, which is imperceptible to. Let the write down. Which is imperceptible to intellect, mind, and sense organs, which cannot be thought, which has no lakshanas, which is uninferable, naturally unthinkable. No shape, no guna, no kriya, no vishesha, no sambandha, nothing, then it is unthinkable. You cannot think about Brahman. Let me go ahead. Avyapadeshyam, therefore, achintyam and undescribable. Naturally, which has shape, size, quality, you can describe. That which has no size, no shape, no quality, it is anantam only, subtler than subtlest, beyond the intellect, cannot be perceived. What can you describe? You can describe anything if it is perceived, either through mind, intellect, or sense organs. You cannot perceive this. It is a very factor which is causing everything to function. But itself cannot be seen. Like Gurudev gives example of observer cannot be seen, observed through telescope. Telescope can observe everything. Through telescope, you can see everything. Same telescope, you cannot see yourself. Eye can see everything. Eye cannot see itself. Therefore, when you can't see, think, there is no size, shape, guna, kriya, lakshana, nothing, you cannot describe it also. It is therefore avyapadeshyam. Then what? Ekatma pratyayasaram, essentially of the nature of pure consciousness, self alone. You are alone. That is you alone. When you become subtle, meditation becomes easy. Even now the presence is there. Even though you are there, you know that you exist. That existence has to be filtered out. Okay. Ekatma pratyayasaram, the nature of pure knowledge, of essential self alone. Prapanchopashamam, negation of everything. Prapancha is negated there. Upashamam. And that is phenomenal world, which takes place in this world, only in the world. All these transactions, everything, prapanchopashamam, withdrawn from everything. Prapanchopashamam, negation of all phenomenon. Shantam, when all the kachara goes away, what remains is peace. Shantam, and that Shantam is Shivam, blissful. Advaitam, one without a second. And that is Chaturtham Manyante, Sa Atma, Sa Vigneyaha. That is Atman, that is fourth state of consciousness, the Vigneyaha. Now, this is to be known. I know, I just gave you the word meaning only. But that is enough for you to contemplate. You already become a blossomed yogis. Okay? Now, one example I'll give you, gross example. Eagle, Garudaji, eagle. When there is a storm, thunder, hailstorm, winds, dust, whirlwinds, what does eagle do? It just soars high. beyond the clouds, and alone enjoys that infinite space and presence. He has got that knack to rise above when there is dust and thunders and cyclonic winds and disturbances in atmosphere. He has got that capacity to withdraw and enjoy solitude. That is meditation. Any one thought you take for per day and meditate on it. Therefore, this is the truth, the Atma Savigneyaha. It is Advaitam, non-dual. Non-dual means not he is existing, you alone exist. You which is higher I, not the lower I Jiva, not an entity which is crying, samsari, troubled by body, mental affliction, shoka moha. Tatra ko moha? Where is moha? Kas shoka? Where is shoka? Kiska shok hai? Kiska moha? Kaha moha hai? Where is sorrow? Where is delusion? For the one who sees oneness, everything is blissful. And that consciousness, when you remove all these conditionings, waking condition, dream condition, deep sleep condition, etc., 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 and what remains is infinite, unlimited, that is infinite, conditionless, taintless, pure, blissful, all-pervading, that existence, that is Brahman. And that alone is to be realized as I. Okay. Sir, very good Swamiji, nice. We all have studied here. हाँ.
यहाँ जो लक्षणम, जीव does anything, any work only in the presence of that consciousness.
Of course.
So is not that the lakshan of that?
No. It is not the lakshan of that. It is like, for example, current is expressing through 40 candle. Is 40 candle lakshan of electricity? No. Light also is not lakshana. Then what about the movement in fan? When fan lagaya, current, fan moves.
The moving of fan is
No, how many lakshanas are there then? It's not lakshana. It is upadhi lakshana. It is upadhi guna. It is movement is upadhi gunam. Upadhi lakshanam is fan is upadhi. When current passes through fan, fan moves. When current passes through light, light glows, that bulb glows. When current passes through radio, it makes sound. Interesting. These are all upadhi lakshanas. Properties of the instruments, not the property of the electricity. If you want to realize electricity, as Gurudev said, beautifully taught us electricity yoga. What is electricity yoga? Close all fingers, open only two, walk into the plug and insert, switch on. You get some experience. And that you cannot talk in words. क्या हुआ? शॉक मारा. कैसा लगता है? Somebody wanted to know. Then he taught electricity yoga to him. Close all fingers, 3 fingers, open 2, close 3, go, walk straight, plug it. Got. कैसा लगा? Afterwards they don't talk, it seems. They both talk in sign language. That is called two Mahatmas of realized souls. They never talk verbally. Both of the experiences is consciousness. He looks at you. That's it. So, now we are a simple people, Swamiji. We have to start. Where should we start our journey? कहाँ से शुरू करें? ब्रह्मन तुरीय बहुत ऊपर है. Because in Google Map, by seeing the map, you are not traveled. Google में दिखा देता है restaurant, this route. This is Nainital, this is Vijayawada. Very good. Now, when you start traveling, Chennai, further down, it's only this much distance. For that much to cover, no? Jeep, Nainital, Katgodgam, station, train, Delhi, auto, rickshaw, pollution, then airport or railway station, get there, luggage like check-in, boarding, bapre, then get down and reach, and so much sum you have to do. Bhagavan Krishna said, Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Not in one life. And manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid jatati siddhaye. Somebody attains somebody. Tries. Etatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatpatah. Somebody knows me, very rare soul, knows me in essence. Therefore, where to start? In Shvetashvatara Upanishad, now this is the last one. What is that? Means to reach the truth. Where do we begin with? Yasya deve para bhaktihi yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaite katita hyarthaha prakashante mahatmanaha. Yasya deve para bhaktihi yatha deve tatha guru tasyaita katita hyarthaha prakashante. Now, tasya ete katita hyarthaha. All these truths which are taught, katita, expounded, taught. Careful listen. So many things we were taught. But they don't fructify. Especially in Chinmaya Mission. Anybody you talk, BMI, PFT, OET, Vasana, exhaustion, beyond, Dada, Dad, everybody will speak. Therefore, don't speak to Vedanta anywhere. Very tough. Simple question I ask, people give Vedantic reply. They don't know what to speak, when and to whom and what. Anybody, suppose you ask somebody, how are you? Who? The body, mind, intellect, or Atman? Whom are you addressing? खाना खाया क्या? Who is the eater? किसको पूछ रहे हैं? Are you happy? I'm ever happy. Not like you, frustrated, Swami. Don't worry, I never worry. I am Brahman. Don't worry is an expression that, don't worry. I never worry. So better not to speak to anybody. If you want to have realization, keep mauna. In whose heart these truths which we have been taught to us, they fructify. Prakashante Mahatmana, to those Mahatmas, they shine. To whom? Yasya deve parabhaktihi. One who has a great devotion. Deve parabhakti. Of whom? Whoever has Parabhakti, supreme devotion in God. Devotion, bhakti, love for the ideal. Therefore, all important thing is upasana. Somewhere we must have an ideal, an idol, an ideal. Maybe Shiva, maybe Krishna, maybe Rama, maybe something to hold on to. Gurudev. Somewhere we must have surrender and devotion to higher. Like Vivekananda surrendered to his Guru. Somewhere we must have a pakad. पकड़ के बिना मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको द डे वी केम एंड मेट गुरुदेव एंड सरेंडर्ड एंड गुरुदेव लव्ड एंड देन गुरुदेव ब्लेस्ड आफ्टरवर्ड्स द डाउट्स रिगार्डिंग आवर वी हैव सिक्योरिटी फीलिंग इफ यू हैव अ गुरु यू फील सिक्योर्ड ए महात्मा ऑफ ए हाई stature who is realized the soul you got secured and similarly you have a great devotion towards God. Deve parabhakti, upasana is required. Somewhere Krishna, Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Guru Vayurappa, or Bhagavan, Har Har Mahadev, Shiva Shiva, somewhere you must hold on to. A supreme devotion is required. And Tatha Guru, as much devotion you show to God, same devotion you must show towards Guru also. So one who is showing no difference between Guru and God, who is worshipping with great devotion the Supreme Deity, Ishvara, and seeing in Ishvara alone in Guru, and because of the blessings of Guru and Ishvara both are one, whatever the truths have been, whatever we have learned, great truths, great expositions, all fructify and make us realize in our heart. We realize. Guru says something, it will be realized in the heart. Guru says something, it will be realized in the heart. Whatever Guru says, in the Mahatmanaha, in the great souls, these things will be realized. To such great souls. Therefore, if you don't have a routine, if you don't have some kind of a, Gurudev used to say, daily jog to Jagadishwara. Jog to Jagadishwara. Every day, Gurudev used to say, meditate, never miss meditation. Even in trains also, don't miss meditation. There are some great organizations and one organization is there. They great spiritual master emphasize morning 6 o'clock prayer and evening 6 o'clock prayer. He says 6 o'clock I am ready to contact you all. When he was in physically and now also. Gurus are always available. 6 o'clock means 6 o'clock. Morning 6 the disciples will sit and he suggested take coffee and sit in prayer, 6 o'clock prayer. So 6 o'clock prayer they sit. Wherever they are, not in a group. In a group, individual, wherever you are. I know one of our relatives, elderly person is no more, he is such a devoted to that great master. Suppose चलते शाम को 6 बज गया कहीं जहाँ पेड़ है, जहाँ घर है, जहाँ दुकान बैठ जाता है. 6 होते ही it is my contact time to my master. With my master. He just sits, closes his 2 minutes only. He remembers his master, tunes his mind to his master, he utters his prayer. In olden days, Sandhya Vandana, people used to do Trikala Sandhya like that only. जहाँ पे भी है संध्या करो, गायत्री मंत्र, powerful mantra, chant, arghya to Ishwara Surya Narayana. Wherever we are, that time, wherever they are, they used to tune. That devotion, that dedication, that love, and one more thing I tell you, 2 important things bring it in life. Serve society. Just don't keep on listening and listening and listening. Go and join somewhere, some organization, Chinmaya Mission, yes, join. Some organization, some service, do some seva to the country, to the people. And teaching also is service. Somewhere be useful to society. झगड़ा, बहू से झगड़ा, पत्नी से झगड़ा, पति से झगड़ा, बच्चों से झगड़ा, ऐसे झगड़ा बंद कर दो. Arguments and teaching those who are not interested, पीछे दूर भाग रहे आपसे, पीछे दौड़ दौड़ के पकड़ के सिखाओ मत, पढ़ाओ मत. Don't do all that funny things. There are people who want your services, offer them. First one, serve society. Second one, be generous. Be kind to the people. Be generous in your donations, in your words. Be kind. किसी को बोलने में क्या फर्क पड़ता है? बहुत अच्छा किया बेटा, बोलने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? They will liberal praise. Be kind, be generous. And third thing, last thing I tell you, keep always a deep study with you so that mind will be under check. If you stop studies, mind will go haywire. Afterwards, choice is yours. So with this we completed Upanishad study. Whatever we selected mantras, you gave me all your concentration. With the concentration you heard, I am very happy. May Puja Gurudev bless each one of us with a long life, good health, spiritual sadhana and material prosperity as much as required. May it be provided to all of us. And let us invoke Shruti Mata also, and let Shruti Mata bless us, and hope that you go back to your centers, reflect on Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads also you study, and somewhere do be generous, social service, and also study of scriptures to protect your mind. Rest yathechasi tatha kuru, meaning do as you like. If you don't want to follow these instructions, as Bhagavan Krishna said to Arjuna in the end, choice is yours. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.